All right, so this video is all about finding your niche. So this is part 3 in how to build your personal brand. And before we get into building your brand story, which I gave you a little bit of a example and a preview of that in the second video, we first need to figure out who your niche is. So your niche is a specific group of people with shared characteristics who are most likely to be interested in your products and or services. So finding your niche, your ideal client, your target audience, your tribe, they're all interchangeable, is the most important thing that you can do in your business. But so many people overlook this or just don't even know how to figure it out. And that is why their business isn't really succeeding, or it's not succeeding the way it could, because they're trying to attract everybody. And if you try to attract everybody, you're going to attract nobody. So you want to figure out who your ideal client is, or you want to figure out who your niche is, whatever you want to say. And then you want to create an avatar and name the avatar. And then that way, every piece of content that you create, you just ask yourself, would so-and-so benefit from this? What does so-and-so need to hear? What are so-and-so's pain points? What are their desires? What are they wanting? Content is not a creativity issue, it's a connection issue. So if you're having trouble creating content, this is the one you need to really focus on. You need to figure out who your ideal client is. So finding your niche is not just about picking a random group of people that you're interested in and learning a few facts. Your job is to fully understand everything about them. Knowing this information will guide you through all of the decisions that you make and the content that you create, because after all, you are doing this for them. So how do you find your niche? It's like the age-old question, right? So it might sound super intimidating, but it's actually really simple. For most of us, for most coaches, network marketing, a lot of times you are coaches, depending on what your product is, but your ideal client is a past version of you. So think about that. Think about who you used to be and what did you do to get to where you are now, which is usually your ideal client's desired self. Because when you are, if you are a fitness coach and your past version was someone that had trouble with, a sugar addiction, or, maybe you had, any kind of intolerances and you figured them out. But long story short, you had this problem. And what did you do to get over it? You either hired a coach or you had a lot of time to figure out, or it took you a lot of time to figure out how to overcome this problem. And then now you have achieved your desired self. No sugar addiction, super healthy, and blah, 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 blah. So you get that, progression. So for me, I used to be like you. I wasn't sure where to begin when it came to creating my personal brand, and also how to stand out and how to pinpoint my passion and how to use Instagram in a way that enhanced my brand. And I cannot tell you how many hours, hundreds of hours I've wasted on things that don't really matter, because I would Google like how to build your brand and how to do this, and I would be focusing on the wrong things. There wasn't I couldn't really find one person or one even article or ebook or anything that gave me the exact steps I needed to do to creating my personal brand, which, shameless plug, that's why I have an ebook on that, which is a DIY version. So if you don't want to do one-on-one coaching with me, or you're not ready for something like that, I have an ebook that is less than $200, and it gives you everything that you need to know. It goes way more in depth with finding your target audience as well, but it gives you the step-by-step actions of what you need to do to create your personal brand and how to showcase that on Instagram. And then I put a bonus in there of how to do that and not look like everybody else, because that was the other problem. Is a lot of business coaches say, find someone who's doing it well and then just imitate it, but in your own way. Okay, cool. Like, that does nothing, because everyone needs to do everything in their own way. Sure, there are best practices, but you've got to do what feels right for you. And so I have like at the end, it's like a rebel's guide, like how to brand yourself on Instagram and not look like everybody else and whatever. So shameless plug there, but go check that out. So anyways, with finding your niche, you have to remember that social media is a relational game. A lot of people are seeing people as numbers and dollar signs versus actual humans and relationships that they want to cultivate. So what I mean by that is your niche needs to see themselves in you and to connect with you through your why. That is why your why, video 2, is so important. They will choose your clients, or future clients hopefully, but your target audience will choose to give you their precious time and attention and money because they fell in love with you. So be careful, side note here, be careful not to get caught up in a follower count on your social media because that usually doesn't really matter. A business doesn't run on followers, and you want to engage followers that care, for one. So let's see. We are going to start with, I'm going to go down here. I have this framework that is actually from my signature program. So let's start with this. All right. So if you have Instagram set up, which you obviously do, take inventory on who is already commenting on your posts and who is already engaging, and analyze, figure out what they're responding to. Go on and see like if they're asking any questions, or if they're saying, oh my gosh, I love this post, it helped so much, it was so inspiring, whatever. Write down what that was and who they actually are. So the next thing is you have to just remember that organic growth is the best way. Do not ever buy followers. So I guess I'll get into this a little bit here now. So with the Instagram algorithm, the issue is when you are trying to attract your ideal clients, once you have figured out who they are, you want to be engaging with them, because Instagram, the algorithm is built to show you more of who you engage with. So if you're a fitness coach and you're just engaging with other fitness coaches, it's going to show you more, which they're not going to be your clients, right? So think about who your target audience is and then go find them, because they're not just going to show up. You're not, just because you like have this amazing post that you just made, they're not going to show up just because. You have to go out and find them. So we'll get into Instagram algorithm like tips or tricks or whatever for another video. So anyways, so as far as finding your target audience, really think about who you used to be, and then I want you to then create an avatar. So you need to be very specific with who it is. So I have a worksheet that I usually see. It's a lot more difficult. Maybe I'll put this on my website for you to just download. It's part of the worksheet in my program. But essentially you are just wanting to show exactly, or figure out exactly who your target audience is, specific. Male or female, how old, what's their nationality, where do they live, do they have kids, what's their yearly income, do they rent or own property, what car do they drive, what school did they go to, where do they vacation last, where do they get their information from, where do they shop at, any of the psychographics, how do they spend their free time, where do they get their news, what TV shows do they watch, what are their biggest fears, what do they hope for, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty extensive, and don't be intimidated by the length of that worksheet, because you can always come back to it as you get more and more information. But the purpose is to get really, really crystal clear on all of the different aspects. And then once you find and figure out, once you fill this out, create a name for them, right? So you'll go through this too. It's like after you've been finding your target audience and like what they're saying, is the two most important things you have to find out are what are their pain points, and then what are their desires. That is how you create content from, and you use their own words. So instead of getting super far into this, then yeah, I'll make this public for you. I'll put it on my website, and then I will, it'll be ready by the time that this video releases. So anyways, I would love to hear your ideal target audience. Comment below who your ideal target audience is, and I will see you in the next video.